Hey, this is Daryl Henry with the Insurance for Entrepreneurs YouTube channel, where we're talking about insurance and risk management and business management issues for people that are trying to build something great done by someone that's trying to do something great. This topic is the problem of flood insurance, and I'm responding immensely to Helene, and there's another hurricane running through. And I'm starting to see articles in the Wall Street Journal about a lot of homeowners and people that own property that are going to be in a really bad spot when they go to try and collect insurance, because most insurance policies exclude flood. So let me talk about the psychology of buying flood insurance for a quick second. Here's the challenge of it. I think it's psychologically very difficult for people to buy. I mean, it's much in the same way that people don't like buying life insurance, but everybody knows that they're going to die. Except with flood insurance, there may never be a flood, and there may be a flood once in 100 years, and that may be a lot for where you live. And so it gets into the fooled by randomness idea that Nicholas Nassim Taleb talks about, which is people generally are very bad at dealing and thinking in probabilities, and especially in terms of events that could be catastrophic, that could destroy their life. And that's the problem of flood insurance, is that it happens so infrequently that people think it will never happen to them. But when it does happen, it's totally catastrophic. I don't think there's any such thing as a small flood claim. I think about a story that I read in John Mackey's autobiography when he started Whole Foods. One of his first stores in Austin was totally wiped out by a flood. And he was talking with his investors the day after the flood, and the investor was saying, well, it'll be all right. The insurance will pay for it. And John Mackey had to explain, no, it was really costly. I didn't think it was worth it. I didn't buy it. And John Mackey is just like a lot of people in that situation. It's a really infrequent event, but when it happens, it totally wipes people out. So what do we do about this? Where do we buy the insurance? The most common place where people buy flood insurance is from the National Flood Insurance Program offered through the federal government. But there's some limitations to that program. If you're buying for your personal house, you can only go up to $250,000. Or if you're buying for your commercial property, you can only buy up to $500,000, which, depending on what you got, that may not be sufficient. This is where it's worth seeing what you can get through the private marketplace. Seeing if you can get flood insurance on your commercial package policy if you're a business. See if you can get it for your building, for your contents, and maybe even business income coverage. Because that's the other part of the equation that you can't get through NFIP. If your building, your business is wiped out because of a flood, what do you do with your loss of net income during that time period when you're trying to rebuild? That's not going to be insured under NFIP, but maybe if you can get the private company to do it, you can get some coverage there. So I just recommend people make a good business decision. If you look at the coverage and it's cost prohibitive and you make the decision to say no, we have to make business decisions sometimes. But choosing not to evaluate and not make a decision, that's a bad decision. If you're going to take a risk, take calculated risks. But just keep in mind with flood insurance, your mind is going to play tricks on you because it's something that happens so very rarely, and it's an event that can totally wipe you out. So thanks for listening. If this video was helpful, please click like and subscribe. It helps other people like you find me, and it helps the channel. I'm Daryl Henry with the Insurance for Entrepreneurs YouTube channel.